Shalom. I want to give all praises and honor and glory and worship to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Rakah, Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect. This is Exodus chapter 14 and verse 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, that they turn and encamp before Pith-Athrath, between Migdol and the sea, over against Baal-Zephon. Before it shall ye encamp by the sea. For Pharaoh will say of the children of Israel, They are entangled in the land, the wilderness hath shut them in. And I will harden Pharaoh's heart, that he shall follow after them, and I will be honored upon Pharaoh and upon all his host, that the Egyptians may know that I am Yahweh. And they did so. And it was told the king of Egypt that the people fled. And the heart of Pharaoh and his servants was turned against the people. And they said, Why have we done this, that we have let Israel go from serving us? And he made ready his chariot, and took his people with him. And he took 600 chosen chariots, and all the chariots of Egypt, and captains over every one of them. And Yahweh hardened the heart of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and he pursued after the children of Israel. And the children of Israel went out with an high hand, but the Egyptians pursued after them, all the horses and chariots of Pharaoh, and his horsemen, and his army, and overtook the encamping by the sea beside Pith-Harath, before Baal-Zephon. And when Pharaoh drew nigh, the children of Israel lifted up their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them, and they were sore afraid. And the children of Israel cried out unto Yahweh. And that's what you're going to have to do when this Jacob's trouble comes. You're going to have to cry unto Yahweh, because there's nothing else that's going to save you besides Yahweh. And they said unto Moses, Because there were no graves in Egypt, hast thou taken us away to die in the wilderness? Wherefore hast thou dealt thus with us, to carry us forth out of Egypt? And America is Egypt. Egypt and Sodom, spiritually, Sodom and Egypt. Is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, Let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians? For it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians than that we should die in the wilderness. And these are like the 2/3. They want to be the slave of these Edomites. And Moses said unto the people, Fear ye not, stand still, and see the salvation of Yahweh, which he will shew to you today. For the Egyptians whom ye have seen today, ye shall see them again no more forever. Yahweh shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. And this is the scripture, the main point of that I was getting out of this lesson was, Yahweh shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. So when all hell breaks out, let Yahweh fight for you and hold your peace. And Yahweh said unto Moses, Wherefore criest thou unto me? Speak unto the children of Israel, that they go forward, but lift thou up thy rod, and stretch out thine hand over the sea, and divide it, and the children of Israel shall go on dry ground through the midst of the sea. So the same thing's going to happen again in America. We're going to see miracles be done. And behold, I will harden the heart of the Egyptians, and they shall follow them. And I will get me honor upon Pharaoh, and upon all his host, upon his chariots, and upon his horsemen. And then, like again, this is going to happen. The Lord is going to harden these Edomites' heart to come after Jacob and to try to slay him. And he's going to get honor upon Trump and upon all his hosts. Trump's got the Space Force, and Yahweh is going to knock him out of the sky. And the Egyptians shall know that I am Yahweh when I have gotten me honor upon Pharaoh, upon his chariots, and upon his horsemen. And the angel of Yahweh which went before the camp of Israel removed and went behind them. And the pillar of the cloud went from before their face and stood behind them. So there was a chariot, 2 chariots. And the angel of Yahweh which went before the camp of Israel removed and went behind them. And the pillar of the cloud went from before their face and stood behind them. So they had one angel in the front and a chariot in the back. And it came between the camp of the Egyptians and the camp of Israel, and it was a cloud of darkness to them, but it gave light by night to these, so that the one came not near the other all the night. And Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and Yahweh caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night, and made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided. And the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea upon the dry ground, and the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left. So this was a miracle. And the Egyptians pursued and went in after them in the midst of the sea, even all Pharaoh's horses, his chariots, and his horsemen. And it came to pass that in the morning which Yahweh looked unto the host of the Egyptians through the pillar of the fire and of the cloud, and troubled the host of the Egyptians, and took off their chariot wheels that drave them heavily, so that the Egyptians said, Let us flee from the face of Israel, for Yahweh fighteth for them against the Egyptians. So Yahweh's going to fight for us. They're going to have their tanks, and the wheels on the tanks are going to fall off. And Yahweh said unto Moses, Stretch out thine hand over the sea, that the waters may come again upon the Egyptians, upon their chariots, and upon their horsemen. And Moses stretched forth his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to his strength when the morning appeared, and the Egyptians fled against it. And Yahweh overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea. And if you watch, go to YouTube and look up this story, they actually found those Egyptians at the bottom of that sea. And the waters returned and covered the chariots and the horsemen and all the host of Pharaoh that came into the sea after them. There remained not so much as one of them. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Harakakadash wiped them out. And he's going to do the same for us. You just got to keep your faith and keep going strong. But the children of Israel walked upon dry land in the midst of the sea, and the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left. Thus Yahweh saved Israel that day out of the hand of the Egyptians, and Israel saw the Egyptians dead upon the seashore. And Israel saw that great work which Yahweh did upon the Egyptians, and the people feared Yahweh and believed Yahweh and his servant Moses. With that, I want to say shalom to the elect.